some notes, and we are just gonna fly through this laser focus so that we can jump into the fun stuff. So the first question I have is, what makes a good niche? And in my opinion, there are really 7 main ingredients that go into making a really profitable, successful niche. The first one is a passionate audience. So if you don't have a passionate audience for what you're selling and what you're doing, you're going to have a really hard time making sales and actually building out a really successful e-commerce brand. So keep that in mind. Hobbyists are great. People that have a specific type of passion or interest, something that people like to do in their spare time, is a great niche, because if they love to do it, they're going to be so much more likely to actually spend money if they see it pop up in an advertisement. So something like yoga, golfing, fishing, arts and crafts, these are all great niches. Whereas something like iPhone cases, like, do you know anybody that's passionate about iPhone cases? Because I know I don't, so that's definitely a dud. Maybe they're passionate about unicorns, and you have a unicorn niche store that sells unicorn iPhone cases, but you don't want to have a store that's very general, because it's going to be hard to target people if you do something like that. So keep those things in mind. The second thing we're going to talk about is competition in the niche. And a lot of people that start off in e-commerce, they think that they want to find a niche that has low competition, but it's actually counterintuitive. So you want to find a niche that has a lot of competition, because where there's competition, there's demand. And we know that if there's demand, there's money being made. So don't be afraid of competition. Go and find all the niche stores that are in your category and see what they're doing right, and then play off of that and do it better. And that's where you're really going to start to make money and see profit coming in. The third thing is, can you target on Facebook and Instagram? And one of the most difficult parts about having a successful e-commerce store is being able to actually push traffic and get people onto your store. So we want to think about that before we actually dive into a niche. We need to make sure that there's a good audience on Facebook and that there are influencers in our niche on Instagram. And so we are going to be going into audience insights, and I'm going to show you how to search for influencers on Instagram at the end of this video. So but the next thing is lots of little products and accessories. So before we dive into a niche, we want to think about what type of products we are going to be selling. Are the products going to be good for drop shipping? Are they small? Are they easy to ship? Are they marked at a low cost so that we can actually mark up that profit and create a really nice margin? So you want to make sure that there's little products and accessories, so that when it comes time to actually expanding our store, there is a lot of different things that we can do. Number 5 is specialty items and uniqueness. So you definitely don't want to have a store that is full of items that you can go down and buy at your local retailer. So you want to think about that in advance. So like gag gifts, novelty items, things that you can't find down at Walmart are perfect products to have in your store. So you need to make sure that your niche has those types of items available. And then another thing is, trends and holidays. Can you implement different trending items into your store? Can you do different types of holiday things? Can you add in different things for the seasons? Like, can you do Christmas sweaters, or maybe Christmas mugs, or something that's related to your niche but is also related to a holiday or a specific event that's coming up, so that you can kind of play off of that for marketing. Number 6 is repeat buyers. So we don't want to get into a niche that is a one-stop shop. You want to make sure that you can send out coupons and start to get returning customers. So something, for example, is like the furniture niche. If you go into the furniture niche and you're selling desks or something, people don't buy a desk every single month. They buy one once every couple of years. So you want to make sure that you're going to be able to get repeat buyers back, because when you have returning customers, that's when you really start to be able to build a successful brand. And then the last one, number 7, is some personal interest in the niche. And a lot of people don't think that this is necessary, but in my opinion, it really is. And I saw it firsthand for myself, because my first 2 niches that I worked in, I wasn't passionate about them, and so I didn't put in that extra work to actually see the type of success that I wanted, because I wasn't having fun with it. And maybe you are really, you have that type of personality where you can sit there and you can force yourself to do something. But for me, I couldn't do that. I couldn't go the extra mile on a store that I didn't have an interest in. And then when I did get into a niche that I actually liked and I had an interest in, I knew more about it myself, I was able to implement more of my creativity, and I went that extra little push that gave me that momentum to actually, break over that hump and start to see real success. So just keep that in mind. But these are really the 7 main things that I think go into a successful niche. So the next thing that we want to talk about is, our customers. We want to think about who our customers are before we start to jump into that niche, because we need to know who we're going to be targeting and who we're going to be designing our store around. So we do this by doing a couple of different things. The first thing that I like to do is to go to Google and actually search and try to find an image of who I think my ideal perfect customer is going to be. And this is going to really give you such an advantage over your competition, because you're going to be able to step into your buyer's shoes when you're making all of your decisions for advertising and design. So I went on Google and I searched for crazy cat lady. We're going to use the cat niche for this example, and I found this ridiculous image. It's a little bit much, but you guys will appreciate it, and I think it'll give you a really good understanding of why we do this. So this is Janice, and she has 77 cats, and she is definitely going to buy our cat necklace if we put it up on a Facebook ad. So when we go to actually target on Facebook or to actually design our store, we are going to pretend like we are Janice so that we can really figure out what makes her tick. And before we jump into a niche, we want to ask ourselves a couple of questions about our dream customer and our dream buyer. So where do they live? What do they do in their free time? What is their income level? This is important. Are they going to have discretionary income to actually make purchases? How old are they? You want to make sure that you're targeting a market that's old enough to have a credit card to actually make impulse buys. Are they men or female? And hopefully Janice is a female. And then again, are they buyers? Are they actually going to have that extra income to actually make our purchases? And so we do this so that we know that we are getting into a niche that has an audience of buyers, because it's really important that you're not, getting into a niche that is mostly teenagers or, grandpa that doesn't even know how to use his laptop. So just keep that in mind while you are choosing a niche. And then just a couple more questions to ask yourself before you pick a niche. Are the products easily available from a supplier? So you want to make sure that AliExpress has a good selection of products in your specific niche, because you don't want to get into a niche that only has a few products on AliExpress, because you're going to have a hard time finding someone to dropship for you. So we're going to go on AliExpress, and I am going to show you a couple of hacks that you can do to find products in your niche. The next one is, are the products in demand in this chosen market? So that kind of comes back to competition. As long as there's competition, there's going to be demand. Could you leverage the niche into a brand and expand to create a digital product for this niche? So I want you to think into the future a little bit. Do you see yourself actually working in this brand for a long enough time to actually see real success? And if you do see that success, is there some type of digital product that you can create, like an ebook or something like that, that you can sell to your email list that you've created over the years? Because the beautiful thing about digital products is that they are 100% profit. So it's something that you want to keep in mind before you spend all this time building out a brand. And then the last one is, are the niche products temporary trends or seasonal? So temporary trends and seasonal items are okay to add to a store, but you want to make sure that your entire niche does not revolve around a temporary trend or a seasonal item, because you want it to be able to sell year round. So you don't want to do a Christmas store, but you would want to do a store that you can add Christmas items to. So those are all of the questions. And if you guys are scrambling to try to write these down, don't worry, because I am going to be attaching a PDF file down below that you can grab so you can go over all of these questions for yourself. And then I'm also going to include a list of 2018 niches that I think are going to be super profitable. So make sure you grab that. If you do, just subscribe to my channel. I put a lot of work into this stuff for you guys, and I hope that you like the content I am producing because I'm having a lot of fun doing it for you guys. But let's jump on to some websites and actually do some niche research. Alright guys, so the first one I want to talk about is Google Trends, and if you have never used Google Trends, make sure you check it out. It's completely free and you can do a bunch of different things on this site. So if we wanted to do niche research, all we would do is we would search the specific niche we were looking to get into. So we'll just stick with the example of cats that we were talking about earlier, and we would just search the term cat. And what Google Trends actually does is it's going to show us the interest level over time of a specific search phrase. So for example, cat is searched pretty consistently, as you can see here. It starts off at a 97 and then moves to an 88, 86, but it's pretty consistent in that 85 to 95 range. So we know that it's not a seasonal item or a seasonal trend. And then if you come down a little bit, you can actually see the interest by region. So we know that Romania is the #1 region that's searching that search term cat. So when we go to do our advertising, we would want to target in Romania, the US, New Zealand, Canada, and Australia. And then if you come down to the bottom, you can actually see related searches. And I like to go by top. And so you can see here, you know, cat dog is being searched, cat food, black cat. So maybe you wanted to do a really specific niche, and instead of just doing cats, you wanted to do only black cat items since this is such a high search term on its own. So just some things to kind of think of. I'll do a couple more so you can just see kind of how the data works. We'll do fishing. And we'll do fishing over the last 5 years. So, as you can see here, it's really consistently rising in the summers and then falling down in the winters. So maybe you would want to do more targeting towards like ice fishing in the winter time, or maybe not targeting at all. You can see it comes in at about a 50, which isn't terrible, but we definitely want to see higher results. And then we'll do one that's really seasonal so you can see what that looks like. So we'll just do Christmas. And we'll do Christmas over the last 12 months. So as expected, no one is really searching Christmas January all the way through this October, November area. So if we wanted to put some seasonal items into our store, we would want to have them in the store by October, November when people start searching, so that we give them that time to actually get their items shipped, because e-packet shipping does take about 2 to 4 weeks, so you want to take that into consideration when you are drop shipping. And then we would want to pull the items by December 24th at the absolute latest, because as you can see, the data just completely drops all the way down. So this is Google Trends. Definitely check it out. The next one I want to talk about is Watch Count. And Watch Count is an eBay site. What it does is it actually tracks the number of people that are watching a specific item. And I use this site for product research a lot. And this obviously isn't a product research video. If you do want to see my video on product research, make sure you check out the video in the link down below. But you can also do niche research on this site. And it is completely free. All you would do is you would just search the keyword of the niche again that you're looking to get into. So we will do cat. And what we're looking for is we're looking for a lot of watchers on items. So as you can see, this first item has over 5,400 watchers, and it's a personalized cat collar. So maybe this is something you would consider putting into your store. These glasses have over 4,800. 4,000. So these are really, really high numbers. So we know that there's definitely a demand with these different products that are in this specific niche. And we'll just do one more. Fishing hooks. So when we search fishing hooks, again, we're going to see those really high numbers that are coming back again. So, 2,900, 1,600, 1,600. So this is definitely, a niche that we could consider getting into. All of the items are really small. They're easy to ship. So really, really good stuff to look at. And again, definitely check this out for product research as well. We're not going to go too much in depth in it. Just make sure that the items that are in your niche have high search watchers. So the next one we are going to talk about is AliExpress, and we're just going to do this super quickly. So we just want to make sure, again, that there are items in the niche we're looking to get into. So if you wanted to sell cat products, you would just type in cat and then you pause. Don't press search yet, because AliExpress does a really nice job at actually organizing this data for you, and you can see what type of search results are popping up for different related searches related to that keyword. So, Alright, there we go. So you can see number one, cat is coming in at over 1 million results. So we know that there is a bunch of competition that's in that specific niche, and when there's competition, there's people searching for it. That means that there is a demand and that there's money being made. So definitely something that's good to see. And then we can also look at what type of products are being searched. So cat toy has 43,000, cat bed, cat suit, cat necklace. So these are also items that we could look into putting into our store. So we'll just search cat, and then once we search the term, we would just want to come down to sort by and then go to orders. And we're just looking to make sure that the items that come up for this specific niche have a lot of actual orders and reviews and products in general. So we can see this first one has over 14,000 orders, followed by 10,000, 10,000, 9,800. So huge numbers, and the cat niche is one of the most competitive niches out there in the e-commerce industry. So I expected these numbers to be high. So just make sure you check them for the niche you're looking to get into. Now, the next two sites we're going to talk about are Instagram and Facebook. I just want to go over how you can make sure that you're going to be able to push traffic to your specific niche. So let's jump on Instagram really quickly. And we just want to make sure that there are influencers available in our specific niche. So the way we do this is by coming up to the search term, and we would just search for our niche. So we'll do cat, and we'll see what accounts come up. So we have Cats of Instagram, Cat Lovers Club, The Daily Kitten, Cat's So Freaking Cute, Real Grumpy Cat. So there are a ton of different accounts that are in this niche, and we could just click on these and kind of see what type of stuff they're posting. This one has 2 million followers, so there are definitely a bunch of different, things that are in this specific niche. And this might even be a product here. So you can see Love Cats, get this black cat two-tone sweater. So this is probably a Shopify store that paid this account to advertise for them. And this is exactly what we are looking for. We want to make sure that people are running ads in our specific niche. We've got some more sweatshirts here. So this is great, almost 500,000 followers. Definitely what we are looking for. The last one we're going to talk about is Facebook. And right now I'm in the ads manager, and I'm down in audience under ad sets. And I'm not going to go super in depth on this because this video isn't a video on Facebook advertising. I am considering doing a 3-video series on Facebook advertising. I get a bunch of questions about it, and so I think that it would be really cool to kind of break everything down. And if that's something that you are interested in seeing, then make sure you leave me a comment down below, and if I get enough of them, I will definitely give it to you guys. But to double check our audiences to make sure that there is a large audience that we are going to be able to target to, all we do is come down to detailed targeting, and we would again just type in the niche we're looking to get into. So, as you can see here, this first term, cats, has 257 million people, followed by cat lovers with 16 million, cat owners has 30 million. So these are huge numbers. So there's definitely a lot that you could do, kind of play around with the audiences. And obviously from here, you would want to start to narrow down those audiences, really start to build out that pixel. And then you can run some split tests and really target and retarget to get those conversions. And again, this isn't a video on how to do Facebook ads. If you guys want that series, then make sure you leave me that comment down below. But we're not going to talk too much about this. I just want you to make sure that there are a lot of people interested in your specific niche and topics around that niche. So the last thing we are going to talk about is how you can find up and coming trends before they take off and how to use those to your advantage while you're picking a niche. So we do that by going to a site called Trend Hunter, and this is a really fun site to come on when you have some free time, so definitely check it out. You can get a bunch of really amazing ideas off of this site, especially for niche research. So the first thing you see here is, top 100 viral trends in 2017. So we could check this out, kind of see what happened in 2017, maybe play off of some of the ideas, or, come down and see what's happening for 2018. And there's just tons of stuff on this site, guys. Just trust me, you want to stay up to date with what's happening in the media with celebrities and trends, because if you can catch on to something before it really skyrockets, you're going to make a ton of money. For example, fidgets were on this site before they really took off, and the people that jumped on that at the right time made a bunch of money. So definitely come on here on your free time. You can see here there are business ideas. We've got romance trends. This is always a really, really popular niche. People are always spending money for love. Celebrity trends are great. Any type of beauty trends, a lot of those will take off. So all kinds of stuff here. Let's say you wanted to work in the fashion niche, but you didn't know what you wanted to sell. You could come on here and go under that category and look at some of these. So maybe you wanted to sell watches, and you could see what type of watches are trending right now. So minimalism is perfect. That's a niche in itself, and people love minimalistic items that are really simple. You could do different items in that specific market and create a brand that has, all kinds of minimalist things, not just watches. We've got solar powered watches. That could be cool. It's something you can't find down at your local retailer. You can't probably get these at a lot of stores at the mall. So things like this are great, anything with like technology or energy conservation. And you might be able to find a manufacturer to actually dropship this product if you reach out to a couple of them. They might not have it listed on AliExpress, but a lot of them can do it. So what else do we have? We've got another minimalist watch. This minimalism thing is blowing up right now. So if you're looking for a niche, look into minimalism. Anything in a category that's kind of hard to find, minimalism, retro, vintage, those are all really, really great niches to jump into. So just a bunch of really, really cool stuff to look at and get ideas from here. Definitely check it out before you pick your niche, because you might find something that is up and coming that will take off and change your life. So we talked about a ton of stuff today, guys. We talked about all the questions you need to ask yourself before you get into a niche. Make sure you grab that PDF down below. It's listed with all of the questions, and it also has a list of some of my ideas for 2018 niches. So definitely check it out. Leave me a comment if you grabbed it and let me know that it helped you out. We talked about pushing traffic. We talked about Google Trends, and we talked about finding niches before they really take off. So hopefully you guys liked this video. I had fun making it for you. Make sure you say hey and tell me what's going on with your store and with your life. I love talking to you guys. And before you go, I just want to thank you so much for watching. I'm getting such amazing feedback about my channel, and this really wouldn't be possible without you guys. So thank you so much for the support. And if you haven't already, make sure you just subscribe to my channel. Just do it already. It's right down here. Just hit the button. I'm going to be putting out new videos every single week, so turn on those notifications, and I will see you guys on the next one.